when I walked this campus for 4 very long years, so many years ago, I really never thought that this day would come. But life is kind of funny that way. It dares you to show up. And if you do, there is always something incredible to be learned. 2001 was a very interesting time to graduate from college. As a freshman here, I registered for classes the old-fashioned way by waiting in very long lines, sometimes overnight, outside Schrader Gym. In my first week at Geneseo, I received an official college letter in my postal mailbox that said, "Don't lose this. It's your newly issued SUNY Geneseo electronic mail address." Email? What was that? No one had a computer in their dorm room. We chiseled on rock tablets and studied by candlelight. We didn't do any of those things. But 4 years later, everyone had a computer. Some of us even had laptops. Ooh. No one waited in lines to register for classes except for maybe online. And it was a fascinating time to be on this campus, and a time just ahead of major change. 4 months after I graduated from SUNY Geneseo, 9/11. And the world was forever changed. 1 month later, I was offered a job at American Red Cross Blood Services. Now here's a little something many people don't know about 9/11, is that many of the blood donations that were collected in the New York City area in the wake of that tragedy were shipped and processed just outside of Geneseo in Rochester, New York, my hometown, at the American Red Cross Blood Services, where I had just been hired. My first week on the job, it was a whirlwind, and it immediately put to the test every theory, every skill I had ever studied at Geneseo. Flashes of Dr. Mohan came running through my head again, going, "Did we learn about this? I don't remember this in ER class. Am I qualified to do these things?" And I kept getting handed phone call after phone call from state senators and national news correspondents, all inquiring about what was the Red Cross going to do with all of those blood donations that had been collected in the waking days of our national tragedy. Sadly, so very little of those donations were needed to treat survivors. And the blood hadn't been frozen the way that the organization had hoped to do. The technology just hadn't been perfected yet. And so here I was, 21 years old, terrified to use my voice as a representative of this massive organization, but life was daring me to show up. And so I did. Today, in this moment, the world is daring you to show up. It wants to hear your voice. It demands to know what you will contribute, how you will show up, what you will fight for. Now, I'm a coach. I can give you a lot of professional advice, okay? I can stand up here and tell you to get a great resume, get a great headshot, work on your elevator speech, find a good mentor, resist hustle culture. But you already know these things. And make no mistake, you will need to do all of them, and then some. But to truly succeed, I think there's just one thing to do. My lived experience and my work as an executive coach to leaders all across the map for the last 13 years tells me that this one thing is the single most important factor to any success. And it's surprisingly simple. It's just this: dare to know yourself. By that I mean pursue with deep ambition, rooted desire, and bravery to know who you really are. Because life will dare you not to find out. It will beg of you. It will make it so easy for you to be complacent, rolling along like a tumbleweed with no roots, never committing to anything, or digging into opportunities, being afraid. It will encourage you to rage against and fear all the otherness out there because it doesn't look like you, it doesn't sound like you, it doesn't live like you. It will encourage you to resist growing, to soak up hopelessness and serve it up to others. It will bore you with the sameness of each day and the obligations of living a non-Instagram worthy life. I mean, how many likes is supposed to be clicking pay on your gas and electric bill? Really don't get it. Not too many, I promise you that. But let's not forget, life will also serve you opportunities that will be so delicious, so fulfilling, that they may terrify you. Yeah. They will terrify you. They will be so interesting, so electrifying, you're gonna question, can I really do this? Am I crazy to say yes or no? And it is then I'm telling you that you must dare to know yourself, your values, your story, your identity, your goals, your limits, your fears, in order to make decisions that will truly alter the trajectory of your life. They will transform the latent potential that you have into powerful reality. In 2004, I landed in JFK Airport. I reached overhead to grab my carry-on bag, and as I took it down, I accidentally hit a fellow passenger in the head with the bag. Me like, black. Oh man, it was so bad. And that woman wound up being the editor-in-chief for the Rochester Daily newspaper. In the words of Homer Simpson, dope. Life dared me to show up in that really embarrassing moment. So I reached like deep inside, I looked inward, and I found humility in the face of abject horror. And doing so helped open a conversation with a woman who is still a friend to this day, and who gave me my start in media as a writer for the paper. I leveraged that career into a walk-on role as a morning radio show host for Clear Channel, and years later, I gave a big yes to again pivoting and accepting a job offer as an internationally traveling video producer, where I spent nearly a year interviewing leadership experts all across the globe. Have I mentioned that I had a fear of flying at the time? 60 flights in 1 year. Yeah, that was like daring me to show up. And so it went, while friends were staying on their steady track of their careers, building sweat equity within their companies, a smart move by all accounts. I was building a portfolio. I was moving around, jumping into roles that kept teaching me about myself. I was investing in me, getting deeply uncomfortable and building relationship equity in a network that would one day, although I didn't know it at the time, become the very lifeblood of my wins. Was it convenient? No. Did I seem impetuous in my many jumps? Yeah, maybe. But did I get really good at being uncomfortable and failing where I needed to so I could strengthen my weaknesses? You bet. In 2012, I took my 11 years of jumping and I finally anchored down into launching my own executive coaching. At a time when coaching was not cool. Nobody knew what it was. I had no certifications, I had no clients, I had no business, starting a business. All I had was one client who was the catalyst for my work. After years of getting to know myself, after years of investing and understanding deeply what I could and could not do, I took a huge bet on myself, and it paid off. I now run a growing and successful coaching company that serves clients across the map, and that's cool. Okay? But the real win has been in the daring to know me. is in that daring I have rooted into a sense of calm amidst any storm you could throw at me. And no matter what, I will always find my wins. It will always take work. It will require rest. It will always be challenging, I tell you. But like a T-Rex with extendable grabber arms, I am unstoppable. And so are you. If I could encourage you to do one thing, it would be this. Fall in love with finding who you are. Not who you will become. Not who you wish you had been yesterday. This does not mean being self-absorbed or reckless, arrogant or dismissive of the world around you. It's quite the opposite. When we dare to know ourselves, to find our voice, we meet ourselves every day, openly, honestly, on the many playing fields of life. We show up ready to learn about the person we were meant to be, ready to practice becoming the person we must be. And there will be failures. Oh, yes. Humbling, sometimes career-ending failures. It's okay. It's going to be okay. There will be disagreements. You will find people who don't think like you or act like you. Remember, in all of these moments of resistance, of internal conflict, when it will be tempting to spew anger, hate, and blame, that the words you speak become the house that you live in. And that blame is the dark water where success drowns. You are the person you have to live with the most. So breathe. Keep spaces open to learn from challenging moments and to see more of yourself in others. We are more alike than we have. I've had a lot of mentors in this life, beginning with my amazing parents, John and Lucy Holland, two people who traveled to this campus for 12 years, almost consecutive. 4 years for my sister, 4 for my sister Norma, 4 for me, and 4 for my cousin who's like a brother, Brian. He loved it so much he came back to work here for the last 11 years. Shout out to him, Mr. Rivera, at the Access Opportunity Programs Office. Our mom, who was born on the stunningly beautiful island of Puerto Rico. Yeah. Huepa! She moved to the Bronx at the age of 13, and life dared her to find herself. And I asked her once, I said, Mom, did you ever want to move back to your beautiful island, your home of palm trees and mangoes, your Isla del Encanto? And she replied, no. Which was hard to believe because, hello, it's Puerto Rico. She said, Andrea, I've learned that you cannot build a good life with your feet or your heart planted in two different places. You have to bloom with wild ambition exactly where you're planted. Only then are you free to grow and benefit. So graduates, I truly hope you believe in who you are and who you are becoming. I hope you bloom wild with ambition wherever you are planted. And I hope you grow and go to wherever your heart will carry you. Dare to find yourself in this world because you are needed and you are ready. Congratulations.